Hello, and this is one of our channels. This is probably Savage Insomniac Radio. Anyway, I've been doing this nooking. Nooking is a word that was invented when people made a crochet hook and then mixed it with a nook,
Needle
knitting
hole.
and crocheting nook hook, crochet hook, KN.
It's a mix of knitting
Yeah.
and crochet,
So
basically.
these people get on here and they talk about, you should be familiar, this is not an instructional video. I started nooking today. Okay, so I'll try to remember to put a link to the person who helped me. Nice woman. Anyway, they usually have this like in the end of this thing here. And anyone who's familiar with this will know. This goes through here.
It's not going through.
Not going
you
through
didn't get all the fabric.
Because it's fuzzy. Fuzzy was a bear. Okay. That's a childhood thing that was said. Anyway, they usually have this sticking through here and they like that. So I just like did a row, and what I told my daughter, it doesn't even matter. You don't need this. You just use a Tunisian hook or any of them. So I just pulled this out. Not scary at all. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, one day. Well, actually, just a few hours. And then I just like took this, and if you crochet, you'll know how to do this. But I just, now that I'm on like like my cat.
It's camera shy.
Yeah, it's the yarn.
Your body is not necessarily that you know what you're doing.
I'm not camera shy, and my cat is. That could be it. She does not like cameras. That's probably what this is about. She's probably interfering. But I just pulled through here. I didn't even care, because when you go through with those, pull that through with the nook, with it attached, it scrunches it all up too. So there you are, and then you turn it around. Like, it's just easier for me. Like, I've crocheted for a long time. This is a bit wonky, like at the end here, with this working yarn. I wish I had some suggestions, but I've only been nooking for an hour.
Some of it's because it's like the last loop here in particular is just loose because it's part of the working yarn. It's going based on
that first
knitting
loop,
versus
as you
crochet.
should know if you're watching this, because again, I've only been doing this for an hour, is that you don't, this just is like your chain one almost. You don't do anything with that first one. It's not the chain one, but it's
honestly, if you're going by crochet standards, some people might even get it by basically on each of these loops here. Just chain one on each of them is essentially what you're doing.
It is. And you can use Tunisian crochet hooks for this type of thing. I had a hard time with Tunisian crochet. Maybe it's because I bought like the cheapest hook set off Amazon. I don't recommend it. Get a good set of hooks. I feel like they're a little wimpy or something. Probably the bigger gauge ones.
Yeah, the bigger gauge ones might be easier to grip onto and use bigger yarn to start with learning that.
So I don't subscribe to this whole thing that you even need this nook. I think it's kind of a cool thing. I'm not sending it back. It's just another thing to go on the road, and I'll probably use it. Obviously, I have. Like with Tunisian crochet hooks, I've had those for a while now. I don't even want to say how long. And I haven't used them. But I probably will now that I know this method.
Swatches.
So again, just... Well, I like it because it's a little bit of magic too. Like, even if you're not doing good stitching.
Just yank it out there.
Yeah, it's more like I'd probably go on stage and then show that and say, that's my magic show, and then leave. And so, it's like, why worry so much about whether or not you have all these gadgets? I think, this is not the best example of it, but I'm using shitty yarn. So this is a good yarn. This right here is an organic yarn by Eco Butterfly. I'll be talking about that.
This is a repurposed one.
But this is a repurposed yarn, probably from the 1980s. It's not mine, but it looks like it. And so, it's pretty good. Like, that's pretty even tension considering that I just started this. Although I will say I've been crocheting for a long time. So it's not fully fair.
I do think it gives a bit of an edge on learning a new thing when you've had experience with getting tension with crocheting or knitting.
I do want to point out that people that crochet and vice versa, people who knit at first that do not learn the other craft, it seems like they have a really hard time adjusting. So crocheters would rather work with this and or 2 crochet hooks to create knitting than to work with 2 knitting needles. I know because I tried to learn knitting. And how long did we work at that? Was a day?
Yeah, it's like maybe an hour.
Yeah, and that was it. I took them back. I was like, this is, I can't do this. So I would recommend anybody who's learning to crochet that you first learn to crochet, start a project, and then right away do a knitting project afterward, no matter how bad it looks, how good it looks, regardless. It doesn't matter.
Then you learn both at the same time.
Because you know why? My first crocheting project, it was a blanket. Kind of. You know how blankets are rectangles? This was like, can you see? It was like a V setting. And okay, that's it.